Rahulya, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 175th webinar of our Saturday webinar series hosted by Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. So myself, Dr. Rahulya, working as a Manage Fellow. So before going to the session, let me give a short introduction about our center. So Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship stands as a beacon of excellence in agribusiness incubation, operating under the National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management. With a rich history of nurturing entrepreneurship, our center has been instrumental in guiding 754 entrepreneurs and fostering growth over 383 startups across various sectors in the agriculture domain. So we pride ourselves on our comprehensive support system, offering guidance and training to startups in crucial areas such as agro-processing, post-harvest technologies, value addition, animal husbandry, fishery, livestock, and supply chain management and agri-consultancy. So our commitment to the success of entrepreneurship has no bounds as we continue to refine the concept and empower them to expand their ventures. So today's webinar is particularly exciting as we dwell into the theme of success stories of young agripreneurs. So we have the privilege of hearing from our accomplished individuals who have made significant strides in the agriculture industry. So today we have three guest speakers. So our first speaker is Misha Tak. So Misha is a co-founder and CFO at GramHeita. So GramHeita is a digital platform which provides integrated post-harvest services such as decentralized storage, post-harvest credit, and market linkage with the vision to make farming profitable business. So she leads strategy and operation with a special focus on gender. So till date, GramHeat worked with the 8,000 smallhold farmers, including 2,000 women farmers across Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. So please join me in welcoming Ms. Shweta as she shares her insights and experience as a young entrepreneur. So once again, warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am. So I have given you the share access so that you can able to share the screen.
Yes.
Your screen is started loading, ma'am.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Need to make it full screen.
Yes, it is visible, right?
Yes, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
We can go ahead now.
Yes. Thank you so much for the introduction. And yeah, so as you see, the Gram Heat is a name. We purposefully think about this name as an prosperity for the villages. So me and my co-founder Pankaj and my fellow co-founder Ujjwal, we started GramHit with the motivation. I would like to first share my insight why. When any entrepreneur start his or her journey as an entrepreneur, I think why is more important. Then you will get clarity of what and how. So as we started our journey, we actually both come from the smallholder farming family, and our experiences of
Shweta,
agrarian
ma'am,
distress.
sorry to interrupt you, but your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Okay, is it audible?
Go ahead, madam. Swedema, now it's fine. Huh?
Hello.
Amit is our side network. Yeah. Please go ahead, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So, so we actually started our journey in August 2020. Since we both come from this farming background and we understand what are the issues that farmers facing. So that's why started to work with the farmers regarding the post-harvest issues. There are multiple issues the farmer are actually facing, such as they don't have a storage space to store their food grain after the harvesting. Then there is an urgent need of a cash to sell their produce. So because of these two mainly things of lack of storage facility and credit facility, they have to sell their produce. Then we also realize that the market access is very limited for the farmers. They have to wait for the entire day into the APMC so that they will get the good price. But there is no as such agency which through which they can say that the quality of my produce is this. That's why I'm getting this price. There is no such a mechanism which decide the price of the produce, and there is no such a transparency in overall the agri value chain, so which will define the quality and define the price of the produce. So all this agri value chain is actually very informal, leading to the very low income for the smallholder farmers. So all these factors, we realize that extremely impacting the smallholder farmers' income. And I would like to share the statistics of the farmer suicides, and the more than 75% of farmers today don't want to continue the farming as a profession. They want, no parents want their child to be a farmer. So this is the very devastating situation in the agriculture field, where the farmers are not want to continue the farming. Then the issue of the food security is very crucial for the consumers overall. So that's why we come up with the thought that we will provide all these services, where the integrated services, where farmer can get the agency when to sell their produce and at what price. So that's why we build a platform which provide three services, which is decentralized storage, then post harvest credit and market linkages. So that farmer can store their produce, wait for the favorable market condition, and sell their produce through the digital platform. We observe that through these services, the more than 35,000 farmers till date has impacted, and their income is increased up to 40%. We also, because of our on-farm storage facility, we prevented the post-harvest losses of 4,000 tons, and we are working in the two states of Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh, along by collaborating with the community-based organizations. Since this model is more about the owned by the community-based organizations, because if you want to scale in the new geographies, then this collaboration aspect is very important for any entrepreneur to scale. This journey is not quite a simple or not a straight. We have make multiple iterations. We learn from our experiences and experiments, and then we change, we pivot our model, and then slowly we build this model. So currently, after working for this 2 to 3 year, we have added the new segment, which is the B2C segments, because the change in the climate and the which has impacted highly on the production and also on the income of the smallholder farmers. So there is a very crucial need how then we are addressing these issues, and how the farmers' income is actually increasing. So that's why the various crop varieties are already present, which is very diverse varieties, and these are the very like forgotten foods which we have survived us in the droughts and drought periods. So the Ambadi is one of the product which is called as also Roselle. So these are the various products which are made by the farmers and farmer producer companies, and but due to lack of the market access, due to lack of the knowledge how to brand and marketing their products, they can't directly reach to the consumers. So that's why we then provide them services of making them product more palatable, making it more reachable to the consumers with the providing all the knowledge systems which is required for that, and also to the working capital, which is very crucial for them to start their own brand. So until now, we also work with the three farmer producer companies, and we have developed the 7 niche products. So I also would like to introduce you our team, which has also comes from the various backgrounds, and they have contributed very well to the growth of the organizations. And obviously, our mentors, without them, we are not able to scale our work. Finally, I would also like to share how our work is recognized. It's recognized by Forbes Asia, Forbes India. Then also we have very good partners of like Women on Wings, Rangde, Vasan, and Vadvani, which is technical partner for GramHeita, and the various incubations which is actually supported us. And I think this is very crucial for any startups or any entrepreneur to shape their journey, because it is very ups and down kind of a journey, where you need this crucial support, the learning from the experts, which helps you to actually the easy your journey. Yeah, thank you so much. I think I would like to take more questions if you have. And thank you so much for listening me, sorry. Yeah, I would stop sharing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shweta ma'am. It's a really wonderful journey and inspiring story for us for being an entrepreneur, that to woman entrepreneur. And you rightly pointed out the problems which were shared by the which were facing by the farmers, that to the get the access to the credit, storage, and the market access are really pain points that you are trying to address through the GramHeita. So I have only two questions from my end, because participants yet to put their queries for you. So as and you want to also move early, so we'll take up your questions now and then we'll move forward with the second speaker. So yeah, being an woman entrepreneur, it's of course it's quite challenging for you. So I just want to know that what exactly trigger you to be into this domain, and something which kind of problems you face at early stage. That will be interesting to know us.
Yeah, so there is always a struggle being a woman entrepreneur. People judge you. They thought, especially when you come from the rural background, not having any management tag, then you have to you have to prove yourself every time, how you are knowledgeable or how you want to solve these problems. So these are the various, even from the team with which you are working, they're also and since I have a male co-founder, then there is always a paradigm between the both of us, that how the people see towards you. But I think then slowly, when you work with the people, when you work with the farmers on ground, they realize that this is something which is actually close to us. This is actually what is impactful or what is required for us, and then that acceptance is seen, which is always a challenge, I guess, for the any woman entrepreneur.
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am. So there is one question is coming from the participant, Mr. Dhananjay, that he wants to know that how GramHeat is deals with the local market boards, because there may be some kind of rules and regulations are there. So in a what way these barriers, or I must say the threats, you are handling with these local APMCs or the marketing boards. That's what may be the interesting to know the all the participants also.
Yeah, so there are two to three aspects of it. First is the from the we are actually not directly dealing with the APMC. This is kind of a alternative marketplace for the farmers at their village level itself, and this market place is owned by the community based organization, which are the FPCs. So this is morely community owned marketplace for the farmers. So the farmer don't have to or we don't have to deal with the APMCs. And the second thing is that due to the regulation, we as a private limited company also, we can directly buy from the farmers. That is no regulation as such. The other thing, from the local traders, they see us as a competitor. So which is they we also face that they tell people a very other we are making cheating them, we are वो ऐसे कुछ भी बता देते थे फार्मर्स को कि हमने उनको उनका वेट कम किया, इसलिए हम वी आर ऑफरिंग देम गुड price and all. But then we go to the farmers, then we suggest them, if you are getting the हमने अगर आपके वेट में कुछ प्रॉब्लम किया है तो हम आपको 1,000 रुपए देंगे, 2,000 रुपए देंगे, ऐसा कुछ अनाउंस कर दिया. दैट इज मेक दैट दिस स्ट्रैटेजी ऑफ गिविंग मोर कॉन्फिडेंस टू द फार्मर्स इटसेल्फ. So we realize that even though there are the traders who are not who see us as a competitor, but the farmer, they show trust in us. They realize the importance of whole quality analysis which we provide them, and how the transparency of determine the quality and determine the price of the produce is actually making farmer to trust on our services. So this is how we try to address all these challenges.
Yeah, really interesting, ma'am. I hope Dhananjay, you got the answer that how the GramHeita is working with the marketing part and connecting with the farmers. So I'll probably will take only last question as you want to move very early. So that where exactly GramHeita you are looking to next upcoming 5 years? What exactly your strategies to widen your market in these farmers, producers, or maybe the into the FPCs companies?
Yeah, so FVC are strongly promoted by the government. There are various schemes for them. So it is very crucial or very important for us to partner with them, and for them also, it is very good for them to get a sustainable business for themselves, because you can see there are multiple FPCs which are emerging every day, but very few are able to form their sustainable business. Very few are able to scale that. Therefore our role is very crucial in the next 5 year, I guess. We are not only limiting ourselves to uh, to remain in the Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. We obviously want to scale in the Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, which are very good market for the crops, the niche crops, and also the B2C segment. I also, as I mentioned, this segment is very crucial to add various products of like a mahua, then bale, and these kind of products. There is a very good market for them in terms of the health benefits, and in terms of the climate change impact, which is crucially impacting the farmers' income. So the other main aspect I would also like to share here, the women farmers, which are actually making very good contribution in the agriculture, but they are not able to sell their produce directly into the market. So this our platform at the village level and at the digital platform helps them to directly participate in the agri value chain and sell their produce. They are getting that agency that now I have sell the produce which I have grown, and I also getting the money in my hand. So this is very important for the woman empowerment, and then also this is very important for them to directly participate into the whole agri value chain. So that's why the participation of more and more women led FPCs and more women farmer is also we are promoting in GramHeita. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what I conclude is that the GramHeat is mainly focusing on the enhancement livelihood of the farmers and the women's. So
Yeah.
that's a really a great vision you are taking forward. So we wish on behalf of manage and all the participants, ma'am, that yes, we can see the, whatever you want to achieve. So with this, I like to say thank you for joining you as you want to leave early.
Thank you so much,
So
and I'm
on behalf
really
of manage,
sorry.
I really
Yeah, I actually love to
yeah.
hear the others, but I have to go. So really sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
Surya,
for
for
joining,
its
ma'am.
very
Not
good
any
inputs.
problem.
No, thank you very much for sharing with us. Very good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries, ma'am. I'll get connected because Yavatmal has a great heart in my life, and I'll be connected to you. I need to talk much more about Yavatmal because
Yeah,
my childhood has been spent there, so I need to know what exactly the situations are. So I'll be connected.
yeah,
No worries.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure, sure. I would love. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shweta, ma'am. So now we have two more speakers are there with us for over this session. So now I request my colleague Neetu to kindly introduce our second speaker, Mr. Kirti is there, followed by him, then Kalyani ma'am will be there. So Neetu, I request you to kindly introduce our second speaker, Mr. Kirti is there.
Hi. Hello.
Thank
Good
you,
morning.
sir. So I hope all you have enjoyed the first session. Good morning, one and all. So next we will digital service developer Security Madina, founder and CEO of Robic Farm, India Private Limited, who develops intelligent software and sensor solutions to quality of aquaculture. Mr. Madina holds engineering degree from SRM University and is passionate about digital aquaculture, uh, agriculture automation, and actively developed AI-based crop monitoring and self certification system, and that help the farmers not only to cultivate their crops with a greater efficiency, but also market their products effectively. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Neetu. Thank you for the words. And I would like to thank all the managed team and especially Pragya, Amit, and what say, Savanand sir, for inviting me on this. One thing, can I share my screen as a PPT, or is it something an access will be
Yes,
provided
I
in
have given you the access, sir. So that is
Okay,
easy to you
okay.
to navigate the slides.
Done.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll just give me a sec. Give me a sec. Sorry, couldn't. I was a bit late with the
So
entry.
it's fine, sir, not
I'll
an issue.
just. So
Yeah, it's now coming
is
up,
it
sir.
on the screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. You need to make it full screen mode, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it done? Hopefully it's
Yes, sir.
done. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So starting with the Robic Farm and initiation was basically to understand farmers, specifically with respect to the automations, what exactly a perception of a farmer would be when we say, let's say I will involve a drone system, let's say I will involve a electric tractor to the fields. So what exactly the scenario would be if, let's say, farmer says, what could be the cost? Is it something that is bearable to me? Is it something that is life-changing for me? Is it something that I could use for at least 5 to 10 years from now? So these are the criterias that we were having. We went to different farmers, at least to 30, as far as I remember. We had a video recording of their interviews, asking them, convincing them, we'll be staying in your home for at least 2 or 3 days. Let's say if you could accept us being understanding you. So hopefully, like we Indians are so much kind with heart, those people accepted. We had some interviews with them in those stages to understand also we had some circumstances where we can't go beyond something a point of implementation where farmers could get immediately a device or something that could be implemented in the farm or in the field. So, whereas when we understood not just the agriculture, we should also tap in the aquaculture sector because that something is very much a sector that generates a lot of money in less time, and also it takes more consequences and circumstances that are out of our hands in many ways and many situations. So then we started working on aquaculture, whereas in the first motive of us to start with any automations was to develop a water quality parameter sensor that monitors the pond throughout the tenure of the culture and just gives the water quality parameter data and alerts the farmer with the particular situations of the water at that particular instance. So there was a situation where a farmer called me stating that there is a cyclone situation in my area and there is a situation where my creatures are not eating properly. So what can I do? Like whether I should go out and sell my crop the day today, or else shall I take another a step forward by having this crop for another 120 or the 60 days beyond. Excuse me. So to focus on this situation, I suggested the farmer best thing you could do is right now go to a laboratory or send a sample of water to the laboratory, get it tested, understand what exactly the situation is with the water, because water is the mother of aquaculture. It actually manages everything, the profit, loss, gain, everything of a farmer. So now the situation was something like that. He farmer has sent his testing sample, uh, and unfortunately, he got the sample just after 18 hours of what he has sent. And by then, there was everything done. He had no other option of having this crop continue going on for another 1.5 month, and he has to sell it for a loss. So that was a point where it triggered us. He not just a agenda of understanding the water, it's also required to understand the livestock species that are in the water, how they are living, what are the situations that are dampening the status of the unstressed conditions or the stress conditions. And then we understood there is something, a point that it has to be grabbed, not just through the automations or the sensor technology, but also with the life sciences that's happening. And then we understood one agenda beyond that is a farmer faces a lot of issues in aquaculture, mainly because of a reason where he puts in a lot of stock in a limited place. Let's say if a farmer is doing in 1 acre of land, he'll have around like 1 lakh to 2 lakh shrimp babies in a small place or the area. So this is something, a situation where a farmer is degrading the water quality each and every day, because the huge stocking will make him implement more feed. And when the situations arise, such as a cyclone or a temperature increase in the summer times, it will damp the nature of the water. It increases the salinity, it increases the ammonia. There are many circumstances that arises in this, and these circumstances will lead to disease attacks, and then there is nothing to do for any farmer beyond selling the crop in the the market. So now, to start with the reducing the mortality rate, specifically we ask farmers to have let's say 1 lakh shrimp babies or 1 lakh fish babies or the seedings, so that he could manage the pond, get at least 90% out of
They
as
are,
a crop.
but
Yeah.
you're not properly audible. So what I
Achha,
suggest,
achha,
you
achha.
can turn off your video. I'll just turn off your video to just get the better bandwidth. Yeah, now you can go ahead.
So am I audible? Probably that could be because of my flow. I was missing.
Now
So
it
anyway,
is perfect. I just
I'll
turned
just
off your
continue.
video. Yeah, you just
Fine, fine.
continue now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so coming to this agenda, we ask farmers to have a limited stock where it fetches the farmers to get a 90 to 80% crop that is they are expecting. And this phenomena is something much more deeper when I talk about shrimp culture. Because in fish, the gender switching is something that is not seen in all the species, except to some in the fishes. But in shrimp culture, there is a chance where the shrimp can be converted with the gender. And in shrimp culture, the point here is, if I have a shrimp that is a male, there are chances that the mortality rate, the fighting between the shrimps, will not be higher. And if it is a male count that I have a lot, there are chances the mortality rate is so high. So to convert the shrimps that are in male to female is something apart that we are engaging with, specifically if it is a hatchery. And now the point here comes where we'll be providing all the shrimps that are only females to the farmers, and these farmers will be having a limited stock in 1 acre site, whereas in he can get at least 90 to 95% of the livestock which are ready for the market. So this is one agenda. Second part is the disease detection. Even though there are chances there can be attack of disease because of the external infections that might come. So to detect those diseases prior to its effect to the creature or to the crop is something, the second agenda that we are working on. And not just the detection of the disease, also providing the medication at the right time is a parallel track that is required. So these two agendas are our main priorities right now. And going beyond, there are limitations to this, even though we are much more keen on having this image analytics, the video analytics of the creatures. But let's say if I'm just talking about the film, only this uh, 12 diseases that are optically visible. Post this, we can't see some of the diseases that are visible optically. We could just have human intervention to detect some diseases, but we can't do through the automation for this. And yeah, this gender switching is something, as I've said, is for the mortality rate reduction. And this basically requires a lot of R&D right now because this is in a emerging stage. Even though the implementation will be coming in the later stage, but yeah, this has to be implemented from the hatcheries, and this technology from hatcheries has to be elaborated to the farmers in the later stage. So coming back to the implementation of what exactly we were planning of this is something a pilot project where we'll be having a site with the 4 different tanks, in which the 2 tanks will be smaller one, 2 tanks will be larger one. The seedlings that we get initially will be placed in the smaller tanks, and once the seedlings are grown enough, they will be shifted to the larger tanks. And all the creature data, that is from the seed stage till the grown stage, will be recorded. We record all the data so that we understand the behavior of the creature now and then. We also are working on generating this data of the creatures starting from the shrimp. Even though the shrimp itself have 3 to 4 varieties that we grow it here in India, so it does take around like 1 year itself to generate the data of a shrimp itself. And we are planning to have this piloting proposal not just to get the data recorded, but also to have extended benefit out of it, where we'll be growing this beluga fish that is grown generally for the caviar production. Caviar is a fish egg that that's been taken in many countries as a delicacy, and that creature itself takes 5 years to change its gender. So that's again a long-term project that we are planning. So having a creator of beluga for 5 years, then getting a caviar production of out of beluga is something another for 2 years, is something a longer project. So till then, we'll be having this site for generating visualizing the data of the creatures and use it for our AI ML background devices to manipulate the situations whenever the god is cursing with the difficult tasks. So now, when we are done with, when we are talking about lot of data to be generated and lot of digitalization to be happening, there comes a factor where how this digitalization in aquaculture will help farmer post the harvest, not just the pre-harvest, but also the post-harvest. So there comes a point where we understood many a farmers in India produces aquaculture output for the export reasons, not just for the domestic market. And when this export happens, as I've said earlier, let's say farmer is facing some situations with the cyclone or weather conditions. He'll be in a stress condition, not just the creature, but also the farmer, where he's supposed to have some chemicals, let's say the medicines, let's say any probiotics that could help him get out of that situation in that particular situation, so that a farmer have a clear mindset. Yeah, I need to use let's say a medicine at that particular time, but he's not in a stage where he could go to aquaculture doctor, get that medicine prescribed for his pond and apply it immediately, because that will kill around like 8 to 9 hours of his time completing the process. So what he does is, like, he'll go to a black market, he'll procure some medicine that is available immediately, and then apply. And once the time comes of sending this stock to international market, there comes a huge problem for him, because uh, we Indians might not be doing all the checks and what say the tracking of the creature that has landed it to our mainland. But many European countries, many other countries do it in a stricter basis, where if they find any kind of sediments, a heavy metal sediment or any kind of a chemical object that is not approved by their FDI, they'll just reject the stock and they'll send it back. So these are the criteria where farmer himself will be losing the amount or the money that he's put in, and even the transporter or the logistics provider will be losing it. So this is where we understood the certification of a crop, that is not a agriculture crop that could just be analyzed by understanding the soil. This is something, a living creature that has to be recorded. Each and every content, each and every creature inside the pond has to be understood. The soil, the water, the creature, everything has to be understood. So we need to record the data of different parameters from the start date till the end date, because it can be many situations where farmer is using probably in the initial stage and there is no sample available at the final stages. So from starting till the end, a crop data that is on a video and image piece will interact or attract lot of data that gets generated. So even though this data is not something that I provide very raw to the farmers, but yeah, this data has to be certified, and that certificate has to be helpful to the farmer in their post harvest time. So that was the main
Yeah,
motive
Kirti sir,
behind
could
this.
you please
Yeah.
summarize in next few minutes?
Yeah, yeah. I'm almost done. Yeah. So this is our team right now. We are almost all three of us from the SRM. I myself, Kiriti Madina, Mr. Kapil Dokibati, and Mr. B. Raviteja. Both the three of are from SRM, and T. Mohan Krishna, he is from Godam University. So we initially started the journey of Robic Farm specifically to understand the agriculture and the farmers, and now we are into aquaculture, more into the life sciences of the aquaculture, and much more interested in understanding this agriculture and aquaculture dynamics of India, much more in a way where we play a key role in increasing the production and value of the production to the farmers. So that is our motto right now. And thank you for providing me this opportunity. Especially, I'm grateful to the manage. And sorry for all the uncertainties that I have been posting while this webinar, because there is some network issues and I was a bit late. And thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm open to the any questions if at all.
Yeah, thank you, Kirti. I was just last few seconds, but yeah, I think you come to the end of your presentation.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I must
sorry.
say
I'm
that
sorry for taking up
Kirti,
the time.
I think it's a issue from my end. It seems to be today's there is now some network problem. So, but the point which you addressing, that is the mortality and the different types of viruses and diseases which are attacked mainly on the aqua farming. It's really pain points are facing by the fishery farmers that you were tapping that to deep learning technology. It's going to be really interesting, and must be there will be questions from the participant side also that
Yeah,
we will
I'm happy to
take after
happy to
this
answer.
second. Yeah, that we will take up after the third speaker's session. So I
Okay, okay.
request once again to participants that if you have questions, you can put in the chat box or you may raise the hands so that we will allow you to directly talk with the speaker. So now I request once again to my colleague Ralia to introduce our third speaker. Miss Kalyan is there.
So let me introduce our third speaker, Ms. Kalyani Shinde. So she is an innovator and founder of Godam Innovations. The company is mostly focused on reducing post-harvest losses in storage through data-driven solutions. So she's a computer engineering graduate with a passion for leveraging technology to create social impact in the agriculture sector. So she is experienced in team management, customer engagement, marketing, and sales. So please join me in welcoming Ms. Kalyani Shinde as she shares her insights and experience as a young agripreneur.
Yes, ma'am. You can able to share the screen, ma'am,
Yeah,
for your presentation.
I will share my screen. Just let me know if it is visible to you.
Right. Yeah, it's coming up, ma'am. Please make it slide so yeah, good to go.
Yeah, okay. So, hello everyone. I am Kalyani Shinde, founder of Godam Innovations. First of all, thank you, Ralia, for the introduction. And again, I would like to thank Manish for inviting me here for this session. I hope there would be some learnings and I think at least a little bit of know-hows of what is happening out there. So as a company, we are currently focusing in the post-harvest domain, especially in the warehousing area. A little bit about myself. I'm a computer engineer who's landed into agri-tech because I belong to a farming family background, and I have been born and brought sorry, I've been born and brought up in a farming family background, plus in a town which is known for Asia's largest onion marketplace. So I think that's how I have eventually, from doing a very tech-based thing, into coming into agri-tech and helping farmers started. So as a company, the initial focus we had was to look at post-harvest and warehousing as a category. So in India, horticulture produce is very hugely produced, and also it is a seasonal crop. Every horticulture produce is a seasonal crop, and there is a huge demand. So similarly, we have started our work with one such crop, which is onion. So it is very hugely, immensely produced in the country, and there is a huge demand as well throughout the year. So to cater to the demand which we have throughout the year, there is only one way to make sure that it reaches to the customer, whether it is export or domestic, that is warehousing. So giving a little bit of statistics, we are the second largest onion producing country. We produce more than 3 crore metric tons annually. Now this number is increasing 25% year on year. Every other state has now started producing the crop. Now out of 70% of this production is stored in the warehouses for a period of 6 to 8 months. Now what challenge which we initially identified is there is around 40 to 50% loss overall which is happening in the storage period, which is hampering a lot of things. The revenue the farmers are earning. Secondly, there's a lot of loss in the supply chain. At the end, also, there is a lot of gap in the demand and supply. So because of that, we all as a consumer face a lot of price fluctuation throughout the year. Currently, we based out of Nashik, which is a major onion producing region. Maharashtra is a leading onion producing state, followed by Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and it's a very huge industry which is growing day by day. So initially, when we started looking at this ecosystem, we looked at from seed till market selling. But we realized that onion as a crop spends most of the time in the warehouse, and maximum wastage is happening there. Then when we went on field, in our understanding, because I at least was from farming background, so I knew what warehouse looks like. But when my team members were working with me, they thought that it is a very high-tech closed cold storage kind of a structure. But then we saw such structures on field with the team. Then we realized, oh, there might be a lot of challenges in the way the structure is happening today. My team suggested, why don't we go for an entirely controlled climate or a cold storage structure warehouse, which will reduce a lot of their problems. At the same time, we also realized that economic viability of the crop is not going to work, and around 80% of the producers who are storing this crop already have such structures on field. So we thought, why don't we do something with this structure, which is currently already there on field? So we realized there is a lack of airflow, microclimate monitoring. How do you know storage practices? How do you know wastages happen in your warehouse? And all of that leading to the solution that we've developed. Our solution lies in majorly 3 areas, starting with smart infra. We help them to do minimum infrastructural changes in the existing warehouse, like making compartments, roofing, air ventilation, which will help them to get easy access to the crop and also extend their shelf life and reduce losses. The second part of a solution is Godam Sense. It is an IoT-based hardware device, which is our innovation. It does two things. It monitors real-time microclimate in the warehouse, that is temperature and humidity, which are very important factors when you store any crop. Similarly, it is for onion. The second part of the device which it works is the early identification of wastage, which is the USP of our product. A little example I'll give you. When we were going on field and asking farmers, how do you know wastage has happened? They were saying that when smell comes from the crop, then we know. And secondly, if the crop is total 6 feet, if it suddenly goes down to 5 or 4 feet, then they know. Now, when smell comes, till then you've already lost 20 to 25% of your crop. And when the level goes down, it's around 60 to 70%. So you are relying on human sense to know that there is some wastage happening, where it might be happening, and then you are probably taking some action. Till then, you've lost a lot of your crop. And it is a very contagious thing, so it spreads very quickly. So our team went back, we did a lot of research, and we found out that onion as a crop emits some gases out of it. So we currently have a device which comprises of sensors, which monitors the gases which is emitted by the crop, plus the climate there in the warehouse. Based on that, we identify wastage. Now, today with the device, we've been successfully able to identify wastage at an as early as 1 to 2%. With this, what happens is we can reduce 15 to 20% of the farmers' wastage in the storage. Secondly, they can also optimize their operations now with the device management which we provide. Now they have an end-to-end traceability of what is happening with their crop before, which did not exist. Now these devices are placed in the perforated pipe. If you can see in the image below, these are placed within that pipe for 6 months till the duration is happening. This is connected to a Wi-Fi router. Real-time data comes to our server. We have an algorithm which runs on the data. Analysis happens, and then there is a communication which is given to the warehouse owner about the insights, whatever wastage, current condition, things like that. We've also developed a software platform where any warehouse owner can manage their entire crop flow, like inflow and outflow of the crop. They can see the data from the device, how is their crop behaving. If they want to take any action, they can optimize, okay, this compartment needs to be taken out first, this needs to be taken out later. And eventually what we want to do with this platform is bring buyers to this platform so that they can buy this produce from here, and which can, so the seller can have a high bargain power, because now the device is speaking for the quality of the crop, and that's something which we intend to do. We have been working with partnership in other players also who are doing control climate warehouses. That is one sort of competitor, we would say, but we look at them more as a collaboration opportunity, because these warehouses are only maintaining temperature and humidity. But again, the USP in their warehouse is also going to be our device, because wastage identification in such warehouses is also required. So our device is a very integrated solution. It can be put in a traditional warehouse also, it can be put in a control climate warehouse also, or a cold storage also. These are a few pictures of our field deployments at different locations. We did some field deployments in Madhya Pradesh and majorly in Maharashtra. The business model which we work around is it's a basic device sale. Depending on the capacity of the warehouse, one unit can cater to around 10 metric tons of crop. So as much as your warehouse requirement or size is, you will need those many devices. We recently have started a second model, which is a service-based model. So the device will be owned by the company and you'll be charged on a per kg basis. So that's something we are trying out right now. This year, we are focusing towards all the B2B players. We started with B2C, of course, larger scope is in B2C, but it becomes difficult for a startup to scale in the initial years with B2C customers at a scale. So our focus right now, even the government is pushing farmer producer organizations, private agencies, and companies to do storage. So we are also focusing there right now, trying to cover major onion producing regions and put our product out there in the market. We have done more than 3,000 plus metric tons of crop monitoring in major onion
I lost her
regions.
voice. Can you able?
Right. Kalyani, go ahead. No issues. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So we've done around 3,000 plus tons of monitoring on field where our devices have been placed. This season we have a 10,000 plus tons monitoring, plan in our, again, major onion producing regions. This is me and my team who've built this company from scratch, everybody from a different background. We have various business and tech advisors from technology, startup, business, and again, domain experts who are very well known in the agri ecosystem, such as Vilas Shinde, who's the chairman of Sayadri Farms. And then there we have a founding director of a directorate of Onion and Garlic Research Center. So these are a few team members who've built us, grow the business where we are today. These are the key partners and supporters in our journey. We were a part of major fellowship and I would say grant programs which were provided by the government. And also recently, if you might have heard about Grand Onion Challenge, which was launched by Ministry of Consumer Affairs. So we are one of the top 4 winners which have been selected under that. So government will try to deploy our product at a larger scale with the agencies who procure for them. So that's about us. I thank you again for having me here. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Amit, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just switching my system. Actually, I'm facing little
Fine,
bit
no
issue
issues.
with the network. Yeah, but yeah, very interesting, Kalyani. The point you are trying to trigger. Absolutely, this practice has been followed by the farmers that they say whether Just a small. Yeah. So the farmers usually they follow the practice. 1 second.
I think there is small network issue facing, I think. There is some question, Madam Kalyani.
Yeah. So, ma'am, you're rightly saying that farmers used to take the smell how their crop is getting and the level of the their produces they observe and then they take the corrective action. And absolutely, over the time period, 20% whatever they produce, they lost it. So yeah, it's a really wonderful solution, I must say. So definitely there will be questions are coming from the participant side. So we will take up that. So I request once again participants, you can put your questions or may raise the hands so that we will allow you to talk with directly with the speakers. So I have noted few couple of questions coming from the participant side. So first question is coming from the Shubham Geete that this question is to the Kirti. He's asking that is it possible to develop a non-IoT based automation solution for the aquaculture? Or usually, what kind of other practices they followed to avoid this mortality and other diseases and this whatever the infections happening in the aquaculture. So, Kirti, if you can give a little bit idea. Yeah, Kirti, can you hear me?
Yeah, am I audible?
Uh, Yeah, you're audible now. Yeah, so there
Yeah,
is question was coming from the Shubham
understood,
Geete. He was
understood,
asking about
understood.
non-IoT based device if anything is there.
Yeah, Amit, got it. So specifically, thanks for the question, the participant, whoever it is. The point here is like this non-IoT based implementation is due respectfully can be implemented. Specifically, if we are targeting a farmer who is doing a fish culture, because in fish culture there is some time frame where farmer have around 6 to 7 hours of time to respond. But if it is a shrimp culture, he'll hardly have 2 to 3 hours of time. So any IoT device that farmer uses or non-IoT device that farmer want to use, not to get a data 365 days 24 by 7, just for a specific instance. Let's say if I'm checking my water quality parameter in the morning, afternoon, and the evening. That's it. For the three times, you could utilize this non-IoT based solution for water quality parameters only for
Right.
that. And post that, if let's say a farmer is targeting on the disease analytics, there is something at present farmers do is they have a check trace where they put a limited amount of feed. They leave the check tray into the water at least for 20-30 minutes. Based on the livestock they have in the specific place and based on the feed that they have put in the check tray, the consumption and the time of that feed in the check tray will help them understand what is the rate of eating of food by the creature and what exactly they should plan. Let's say if it is something has to be feeded in the evening, what exactly the situation would be if it has to be reduced or it has to be increased, the feed. So this will help them understand the feed, managing the feed, and also it will help them reduce the capital that they are putting it in, especially in the later stages of the final stages of their culture.
Yeah, got it, Kirti. I hope, Shubham, you got the answer. And if you still have any doubt, you may reach to Kirti. The speaker's details we already shared in the chat box. So we'll move forward to the next question. I can see in the attendees Rajiv Bishoy, he has raised hand. So I'm just unmuting him to ask the question. Rajiv, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Yeah, Rajiv, you're audible. Now you can ask the question.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I have some doubts for regarding से मैडम कल्याणी. मैडम मैं उड़ीसा से बात कर रहा हूँ. ये हमारा जो आपने जो बताए हैं ओनियन स्टोरेज के लिए ये कितना जो स्क्वायर फुट का स्टैंडर्ड स्क्वायर फुट कितना से शुरुआत होता है? लेंथ
सर
विड्थ
ये
कितना से? जी मैडम।
हाँ, तो ये ट्रेडिशनल वेयरहाउस में हमारा एक डिवाइस अराउंड 10 मेट्रिक टन क्रॉप को केटर करता है। तो अराउंड 10 by 5 फीट का अगर आपका एक कंपार्टमेंट भी होगा तो भी उसमें एक डिवाइस लग जाएगा। तो इट कैन स्टार्ट एज स्मॉल एज दैट एंड इट कैन गो टू एज लार्ज एज 1000 टन्स 2000 टन्स। उसमें कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है।
Yeah. So Rajiv ji, I hope you got the answer. And what would be the cost, ma'am? Like if they buy number of devices and if they want to buy a single device, what would be the cost getting to the farmers?
So currently one device cost हमारा 15,000 है, 15,000 per unit we charge. There is a 3-year life to the device we provide with us, and there will be a service cost, annual service cost from second year onwards. One unit के लिए we charge this, but if your order is about 20-25 units, then we can see how we can offer that. But another model is the service model, which is around 90 paise per kg. But service model maybe our requirement is at least minimum 10 devices. So the device will be owned by the company and you will just monthly pay us for the monitoring cost.
Absolutely. And so they by contacting you or maybe from your website also they can get these devices, or is it available on any store online or somewhere?
Right now it's through the team only. So they can connect with me or the website is there where you can
Yeah.
connect. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope Rajiv ji it is going to be helpful to you. The second question, or I can see many questions are there for one specific thing. That is this device is only useful for the onion, or it can be used for the fruits or maybe for the different veggies. If you can clarify to the participant, ma'am.
So right now it is for onion. So we've tested and tried and deployed it in onion as a crop. We are trying to do it for other crops or vegetables, but the focus for us is going to be long-term storage produce. So as far as I think I saw a question about garlic. So garlic is something which we don't think we will be able to do because it's not such a high wastage crop. And these are not the areas which our device core lies into, where it can help. But we might look at potato as a crop, or we might look at any other vegetable or fruit which comes in. Right now, it's not there for fruits, but we can also in the future think about apples or any such product. But the focus would be always long-term storage crop. Keeping the core of the technology same, a little bit of changes here and there, it can be deployed in other storage. That is what we will be working on.
Right. So yeah, it's in a pilot testing phase, I must say.
Yeah,
So
other crops
yeah,
is in
maybe in
pilot
future.
stage. Only onion we have done full-fledged right now.
Yeah. So there is one question is coming to Mr. Kirti is there. So, sir, basically this aqua monitoring system, we want to know what will be the cost for how much area. And there is a question coming from the Himanshu saying that after how many years the aquaponics will reach to its BAP appointments, they will be getting the started profits out of this unit. So if you can highlight or if you can add on to this point, sir.
Yeah. So specifically, if I talk, let's say if I'm talking about a device that is for water parameter testing or analyzing, each device with three different sensors, which could give you around six parameters: the dissolved oxygen, pH, temperature, ammonia, nitrites, and nitrate. These six options are there with us right now. Let's say if you have a 1 acre of land, you'll be utilizing one device for that. And this device will be varying between 48,000 to 98,000 uh, based on the kind of automation that you're opting out for and the parameters that you're opting out for. Let's say if you want a specific sensor for all the specific data or the parameters, it will be costing more. Let's say if you want derived values from a major data that is dissolved oxygen, pH, temperature, that will be a different value. And post this, we also have a criteria where devices are divided in three different ways among us. So that basically is semi-automated, fully automated, and AI-enabled. So these are the criteria that we have with us, depending on the farmer's selection on the automations that they want. So it's ranges between 45, 48 to 98. And coming up with another point, what exactly he was mentioning, what could be the future? Anyways, this is a game that is categorized into a jackpot kind, where farmers put 30 lakhs just for 3 to 6 months, and probably they'll be incurring 1.5 to 2 CR if they are doing, and if they are getting a good crop out of that. So this is something that makes money grow exponentially. So you can never say ki this will take another 5 years to grow, this will take another 6 years to grow. It can take
Right.
6 months to grow. It can take 6 months to kill whatever the hopes you have. So this is something that has to be done with a sheer, what's say, intention and patience. That's it.
Exactly. So, Kirti, basically, you're providing the customizable solutions as per the requirement of the aqua farmers, and
Exactly.
over the time,
Because
the productivity and the efficacy of this aqua farm gives you the return in a better way. So, Himanshu, I hope you got the answer. We'll take up the one more question. It's coming uh, from the Mr. I just missed it. Dhananjay, actually, he is interested to know that how you are maintaining the pH of the farm, or maybe the other ammonia and the urea, whatever the contents are increasing in aqua farm. So, Kirti, what exactly the solutions you provide for this problem?
so to maintain the pH is not in our agendas right now. It's something that we tell farmers what exactly is happening. But specifically, farmers has to do something. They have to add some water whenever it's required, or they have to reduce the water whenever it's required. So this is something apart where it's subjected to the availability of the water as a substance to them. But generally, I'm from Andhra Pradesh. I see a lot of aquaculture happening in central part of it. So people are rich. Those who do this aquaculture are well connected to the Godavari basin, the Krishna basin, with the canal systems to their villages. So they, even though they do face these issues in the summer times, where they are subjected to add some water whenever it's required. But there are situations where farmer doesn't have a clear map of what's happening with respect to the pond. Let's say if I have a pond of 5 to 6 feet depth, uh, I I can't even understand what is the level of the water at specific time. Let's say if I've started my crop and it's been 30, 45 days, I don't know what
Yeah,
exactly the TMC could be
yeah,
in that. And that
got
is
it,
something, a
Kirti.
subject that we have to understand.
Right, right. So yeah, we got it, Himanshu. I think he also, Dhananjay also, you got the answer. So as time is less, but we can take one more question, which is coming from our international participant from the South Africa, Miss Akona. So she want to know that is this devices, maybe this question to both the speakers, is this device is available only in India or they can avail it in their country also? So maybe Kalyani or Kirti, this question maybe both of you.
Yeah.
So
So
being an
right now, ours
entrepreneur
is
will be,
specifically.
Kaleni, please go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just saying that ours is specifically currently based in India only, but we were trying to have, do some projects in Philippines, and also, as far as I've heard, South Africa is something where there's a requirement of storage and product. So we might want to explore, but right now it is in India only.
Okay.
So for us,
Kirti,
being an entrepreneur, having our foot everywhere is the dream to us. And specifically when I'm talking about generating the data of the creature, is what our agenda right now. And we understand Andhra Pradesh have a specific set of temperatures throughout the year, whereas in Jammu Kashmir we'll be having specific set of temperatures throughout the year. To understand the data sets of these two states itself is our priority, whereas in to get the data from different parts of the world will be another fetching factor to us. And at present, we are in talks with Brazil, Ethiopia, also with
yeah.
UK, and we are envisaging this opportunity wherever it's possible and will be open for that.
True, true. So Akona, you can reach to the both the speakers. Their details we have shared in the chat box, so you can write them and let's explore the opportunities for their products also in your country. Still, a few questions are there and hands are raised, but due to time constraint, we're not able to take up. But yeah, as mentioned, you can reach to these speakers anytime. Definitely, they will try to solve your queries or whatever the things you have asked to them. So with this, we'll come to the end. But before that, I would request to all the participants, kindly provide us the feedback of the today's webinar and also do register our upcoming webinars, or you can write us the topics which you want to arrange for the upcoming Saturday webinar series. So it will be really going to help to us. Along with that, Manage CIA is conducting training program on digital marketing. So their application link is already also provided in the chat box. So those who are willing to know the tactics in the digital marketing, so they can enroll this 15 days online training program, which is conducted by the Manage. And don't forget to follow our social media pages to get the regular and recent updates from the Manage and from the startup ecosystem side. So with this, I would like to say thank you to all three speakers, although Sweta is not there from the GramHeita, then Kalyani ma'am and Kirti for making this session very wonderful and sharing the story about yourself and your startup. I would like to say thank you to Manage CIA team and all the participants for joining us today. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you all for the invite and bearing us at least for an hour now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.